Hello guys, and in today's video we'll be learning about how to create a simple boutique flyer. Before we start, let's set our canvas. And today's canvas we are going by 7 inches width by 7.5 inches breadth. Alright, so let's set our guides. So with the help of the move tool, we move our mouse to the horizontal and vertical row and set our grids. Alright, I place an embedded file for the textures for the background. So go to file, then place embedded and locate the file. And after I transform a little bit by scaling it up a little bit, and I think there is okay. And I hit on enter on the keyboard. Alright, position it to okay. Alright, then after position it well, I want to blend, so reduce the opacity a little bit, somewhere 66 is okay. Then I select the rectangle tool, shortcut is U. I draw a rectangle, and I choose a gradient for this rectangle. Okay, so from my ingredients editor, I choose my gradient which has already been created. Then I work a little bit with this gradient. I change the direction, as I want the darker part beneath, so I take the inverse of 90, which is negative 90. Alright, so we are building the background of this design, and I place another embedded of textures. I'm going to blend the textures into the black or the darker part of the greens. So after placing this embedded, I'll place it or move it with the help of the move to the place I want them present on the keyboard. Then I have to do some masking. So with the rectangular marker tool, I create a selection around this particular layer. Then I click on the mask button to hide the unwanted pixels. Then after, I'm going to blend with the help of the brush. I make sure the mask is being selected. Then I soften the edge of the text. After, the whole idea is blending it, so after blending, I go to my blending mode to blend. So right, let me finish making it soft. Select that layer, go to my blending mode, and I choose multiply to hide the brighter pixels, which is the white. Okay, so I think this is for my background. I group it, name it or label it background. Okay, now I'm locking the background to avoid any movement. Right, so with the help of my rectangular tool, I create a little rectangle at the upper right corner of the canvas. We'll be using it later in this video just to make the design pop and somehow to make it attractive. Yeah, so we'll be creating a design with it. Okay. Alright, I'm trying to transform it by changing the height to somewhere 50 pixels. Let's see, I think it's too big. Let me reduce it to 40 pixels. I think for now this is okay, but later we'll see if we have to adjust or reduce the size of it. And I think we have to place an embedded. So for now, we'll go to file, then we place an embedded of the images we are going to use. So I have the images grouped together as a PNG um, file. So when you place, you create a selection. All resource materials will be left in the description below. Right. So we are going to select the main subject, that is the shoe, where we'll be sampling our yellow color from. So with the help of the marker tool, create selection and create a duplicate with Control J. And after we hide the layer of the embedded we place, with the help of the move tool, place the object very well and pick the eyedropper tool to sample a yellow color from the image. So that is what I'm just doing. Okay. So after creating this, um, I have to bring a tick a rest hanging picture in this. In the background, I blend it to the green background. So I'm going to place um, an image containing that. So I go to my resource location, so place it. Then after place it, with the help of my marker tool, I'm going to select the right image. So I have two images here, the watch and the yeah, image I want. So I drag over the image I want and create duplicate with Control plus J or Command J if you are using a Mac. Alright, so after creating, I'm going to rotate it by tapping on Control plus T or Command T if you are using a Mac. Then scale it a little bit bigger and position it well. So let me scale it from the center. So from the center, and this is okay. All right. So with the same approach as we blended the textures for the green, the darker green side, we are going to create a mask to hide the unwanted pixels and use the brush to soften the edge. So make sure the layer is selected. But first, let me change the blending mode to multiply and reduce the opacity to blend well. Okay, I think 68 is okay. Then the marker 2M, I I select and click on the mask to hide the unwanted pixels. So black hides, then white reveals. So with the help of the brush, I'm going to soften the edge of it, blend it inside the color. So I'll make sure that the brush is very soft and I soften the edges. I think this is somehow okay. Right. Now, after then, I think we are cool with the background. So I'm going to take, um, let me position it well. Okay, I think it's okay. So we're going to take that image we cropped the hangers from up from the background group and lock it to avoid any movement. Right, it has been locked. Then um, we select a rectangular tool again. We draw a rectangle beneath. So we are creating a menu for the sub icons. So that is what we are doing. Right, after doing this, select a white um, color, then reduce the opacity to create a mirror-like effect here. Okay, just to make it transparent. Right, I'm reducing the opacity of the textures. That's for the darker side. I'm just reducing it a little bit to blend well. Okay, so I think 59 is cool. Right. Oh, a little bit beneath. Let's see, somewhere 54. Okay. All right. Enough of the background. Let's continue with project. Create a duplicate again and sample green and reduce the green uh, opacity for the white aspect to make it pop at the white side of the design. Okay, so as I said, I'll change the color to something green, a little bit green in it. So this is okay. I think it's making a little bit sense here. Right. This is cool. So it is blending. Okay. Right. This is better. Okay. Create another duplicate. Bring it on 12 and make the color yellow. That is where we are going to place our images. So I'm creating that shape. You can equally bring your grid lines or use a grid line to help you align the shapes well perfectly. Increase the opacity and from the sampled yellow color I'm going to apply it here. The one we sampled with the eyedropper 2, we're going to bring it here. So a little bit satchel and somehow okay. Okay. Right now we are going to place the small images. Um, so first, let us group them to avoid to make the work organized and to avoid any difficulties when locating a particular item. So we label that as a rectangular or a rectangle design and lock it to avoid movement. Then we focus on where we are going to place, so a small rectangle inside. Then in the object, or we can place another file. Right, we are going to select the shoe. So with the help of the marker tool M, we create a selection around the shoe. Make sure the layer is selected. Then Control J, we touch that particular, create a duplicate of that particular selection. Then replace. So I'm going to do same for the other images. I'm going to fast forward the video a little bit small in order not to waste time. The same procedure applies. So after creating a clipping mask with Alt if you are using a Windows, or you can right click the picture, then go to create clipping mask to clip it or take the shape of the rectangular beneath. So we created a base rectangle. Alright, I think I'll place it over. Oh, this is okay. Then give it a little bit stroke to pop the outline yellow. Okay, so in the blend if in the blending modes, I'm sorry, in the blend option, sample yellow, then I think 50 for the size is okay. So we are going to repeat the same process for the other images as well. Here, I'm going to fast forward the video a little. Okay, I think it's looking okay now. Then have to adjust the images well and group them. So group the small rectangles into groups to avoid bad arrangement or to make it easy to identify. So I've just done that. Then take my time to work on individual images, give a little bit um, light with the help of the curves. I brighten them one after the other. I make sure I clip them on each image to avoid the brightness being affected to the whole image. So the work of the clipping mask is it limits whatever you want to do to the selected layer. Therefore, if we select a particular layer and we open or we introduce a curve and clip it to the particular layer, whatever brightness or whatever darkness we apply affects only the selected layer because of the clipping mask. Okay. Okay. Our work is organized, so I think we have to group them into one folder and name it as sub or small icons or maybe sub images. Yeah, this is okay. No, I think it will be better if we give it identification. So where the eye is, we assign colors for easy identification. So let's assign this a gray color and the rectangle red will do. Oh, I think the arch is separating the green from the gray. So let's continue. Right. Now we are moving on to the main part of the design where we arrange the main object. So with the help of the place embedded, we are going to create selections with the help of the marker tool and select them, create a duplicate by Ctrl J, then we turn off the existing layer or where we sampled or make the selection and we position it well. I'm going to fast forward the video here arranging. You can arrange it to your preference. So let's see. In order not to waste time, let's fast forward this video a little bit. Okay, I'm with you guys. I'm trying to place the shoe Um, I think this is okay. And please uh, do that for the other images as well. So select them one after the other, then place them at their various position. So with the help of layers, above, below, position, that this will be okay. And position them. After we group the main images, so we are going to group them in order to identify them very quickly. So main images or main pictures in here. So you name them according to a way you could identify them real quick. So I think this should be red for us to know that is the main item under discussion. Right. So the main thing the flyer is talking about. Now we can get rid of the images we placed. That is the P engine where we selected our images from the design. We are moving on to the final part of the design where we introduce the name. I last but one, that is the name. So after the name and the services rendered, then we introduce some particles to make the design catchy. So the name of this boutique is Ace Collection, located in Oforidia. They have goods, and they provide better services. As a matter of fact, you get whatever you need. They do delivery nationwide. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And make sure you always stay active for our next video. I'll make sure to update or bring a new content very soon. So at this point, we are trying to introduce the services rendered in text, even though they have been in the form of pictures, at least to make the design more nicer. In the form of text will do. So trying to capitalize the S and make the rest more, place it in the center. I really enjoy or like working with guides with realists. They make or the work organized and um, bring alignment to the design. So we are going to work a little quick about the services. So we are working with the colors sampled with. I think the yellow is okay, popping. But you can equally give it a shadow. It depends on you are creating. One thing about designing is every mistake or whatever you do is a new style. So you can equally give it a shadow. Right. So with the help of the polygon tool for later version of Photoshop, you have the triangular tool or the triangle tool, but with the older version you have to select the polygon tool and make sure the number of sizes are 3, that is a triangle, and you can draw a triangle. I think we are almost done. let me do the final touches. Putting this there, changing the position of this, a little bit down. Okay, right. I think we have to group the services rendered and the name as well to make the work more organized and very simple to identify them. So let's label this name and content. Then we label this one service a little bit. Uh, so that we can push the services up as well. Group it, enable it service. Now let me push it or place it well. Let's label it services, and place the services just in that group. I think this is better. Push this one a little bit upper. I think that is that with the design. We are left with the location. So yes, the location can be placed beneath the design, either the green aspect beneath the watch and the shirt, or beneath the shoe and the half shoe. Right. Let's change. With the help of polygon tool, let's trace a little bit, one or two particles. Group it, create a duplicate, then we move it beneath. Okay, change the direction, Control T or Command T if you are using a Mac. Then we rotate it 180 to change the direction. Then we can add our location now. So as I said, you can give them a call wherever you are. They do delivery services. You talk to them, then they provide better services you will enjoy. I bet you. Alright, let's make it a little bit good.